man black is facing the indignity of losing his peerage in the House of Lords, who are trying to strip him of his title. Just the latest setback for Lord Black, who in a Chicago prison has already lost his bum virginity to several gang members, who are trying to strip him again as we speak. Andrew?
Thanks, Ron. You're welcome. Going back a couple weeks. Miracle on the Hudson River. Thanks to Captain Chesley Sullenberger's heroics, passengers literally walked on water after the plane ditched in the chilly waters of the Hudson River. Said New York Mayor Bloomberg, it's truly a miracle that everyone was saved. Subsequently in New York, all the water turned to wine. All the prostitutes were gently pardoned. A chap named Lazarus came back to life. As well, in Washington, the scales fell from the eyes of George Bush, who after touching the pilot's robe, fell to his knees, pleading for forgiveness and confessing he was nothing but a lying and lonely war pig from the Texas backcountry, who without an army and a big White House was just an ordinary neighborhood murderer. Captain Sullenberger performed these and other miracles. And of course, since humanity has a curious way with saviors, he was brought before the inauguration masses, who shouted for him to be condemned, and so the good pilot was duly crucified, so that the sins of New York, particularly Paris Hilton and the NFL Giants, may be forgiven.
A class of antidepressants has been discovered to actually raise the risk of suicide amongst teenagers, prompting medical researchers to relook up the definition of antidepressant.
And now for something a little special, let's check in with this week's special guest correspondent, Parker and DeMille.
Ho-ho! In political news, Barack Obama, more like Baracko Handsome. Hello, Mr. President. Whoa! President erect. Thanks, that's our last one.
Sounds to me like they're demanding an encore. Start coming up with something like After more than 35 years on CBC radio and television, the Royal Canadian Air Force had their final show on New Year's Eve. No word yet as to what the CBC plans to do with all those truckloads and truckloads of hilarious wigs. Andrew?
Thanks, Ron. Italian Premier Silvio Berlusconi sparked an outrage last week for suggesting that Italy's women were so beautiful they needed military escorts to avoid being raped. Here in Canada, one reporter noted that Northern Ontario women are so beautiful that they need military escorts to avoid not getting laid. Over to you, Kevin.
A Los Angeles Superior Court judge has awarded Kirsten Dunst a restraining order against a man who has been stalking her for the past several years. In other news, my weekends are completely free now.
Don't worry, Kevin, you'll still get that bitch. You know what? What the hell? Let's check in with this week's special guest. Parker and DeMille.
Welcome back, York University students. Your first class bowling. They should be graded stripes by now.
Don't worry, guys. It's not going to end like that for you. You still got your weather report coming up. Should we do that to them?
Yeah!
All right. Fine. We'll do one more just by them. So let's welcome to the stage for this week's special weather report, Parker and DeMille.
Hey, did you hear about the weather, DeMille? Oh, no. What's it like? Exactly what I was thinking. We never been outside. Good night, everybody.
Special thanks to Andrew, Kevin, and especially the Magical